had a request to come into the group today to add a count of records to the header of a report and also to format the output of a gender field to a code single letter instead of spelled out. The first step I'm going to do here is to add the count to the header. In this case, I have a report provided by one of the members of our group, and as you can see, they already have several items across the top. We're going to put the patient count in the number of records area of the report header. So to start, you're going to go to the query in question, which is final. For this report, we're going to add a data item, and for the expression definition, we're going to call it count and drag in patient ID. And then after this, it is for report close. Validate that. We have no errors, so we could click OK. I'm going to change the name for the data item to patient count. Go back to the report page. Click the data items tab. Find the item we just added, patient count, and we'll just drag it next to number of records. I'm going to go ahead and add a space here on the end too for spacing, so it looks a little nicer for the output. And we'll run. Once the report finishes, which can take a while depending on the amount of records and the date range that you specified when running the report, you will see that in the header we now have a number of records, 44, which can be verified in Excel. We subtract 2 for the header records from 46. So there are in fact 44 records. Therefore, our header is correct. The next step for the reporting is to add a case statement for the patient gender. This is really a pretty quick navigate to the query you want to make the change in this case final again. Click patient gender or the field you want to write the statement for. In the properties pane under expression, we're going to click the ellipses and simply write a case statement. So it is case, the field, and then we say when female, then F. Do not forget the single quotes before and after both female and F. Next, we say when male, then M. And finally, we'll add else, just in case you use different sex. Some sites use transgender. We're just going to call it U for unknown. And finally, end. We'll validate it. No errors, so we'll click OK. The patient gender field is already on the report output, so we should just be able to run the report once again. Select your date range, and any other filters and prompts that you have set up for your report, and run. Once the report finishes, under the gender column, you will see letters now. So in our case, we did have some non-female and male patients on our report, so that output U. The majority of them, as you go down, you'll see are M and F, as was requested. So that's it for this tutorial. Feel free to email with questions.